Yep, when we are back for another episode of Clocked In Show. This episode right here is iconic. When I say iconic, I mean big. I mean colossal. It's special. I feel the vibe. I feel the it's just a different feeling that we don't usually have on this show. Today, I got the legendary. I want to say you kind of like our blessing that she blessed us with somebody that's real, real special to the city, to the world, to a lot of people. The mother, the queen of DeDe Porter, Miss Rowland. I want to welcome you to the. I said your last name right?
Rowland.
Miss Rowland.
Yeah, my last name is not Porter.
Oh yeah, Miss Rowland, man. I want to welcome you, man, to the show.
Thank you.
I want to say, you are strong, and I want to say, man, the way you keeping your son's name alive, man, is amazing. I want to just,
There is no strength in me. It's only in God.
Amen to that.
All the glory belongs to God. There is no strength in me.
I want to touch. I don't know who that is. Sorry. I want to touch into your backstory of you, and we're going to go into you calling Jovan, which is DeDe. Mm-hmm. I want to go into the story. So, how old was you when you had him?
I was 17.
17 years old. And how was it having a kid that young?
I didn't have him. My mother had him. My mother was raising both of us together. DeDe was the first child, grandchild, nephew, great nephew. He was the first everything. So he is our entire family baby boy on both sides of his family. Like he was like the first of his generation.
Okay. How was he when he was growing up? When did you just notice he had something special about him?
When I looked at him when he got here. Unique, just everything about him. Like, how sometimes babies have the little baby look where they kind of look funny a little bit. Never. He came here so adorable. Oh my God. And his middle name is Unique.
Yes.
So I mean, he
hid that.
Yeah, he didn't care for that. Like, Mom, quit saying that. I'm like, that's the best part of your name. So yeah, he was a quiet kid. But he was sneaky. Now I understand. When I started listening to these raps and all that cussing and all that stuff that was going on, he was a thinker. He paid attention to everything. As a child, he wasn't a crybaby. I've never had to go to school, not one time for a parent-teacher conference. He just naturally gifted, straight A's, with no attempt. No attempt. I didn't know he was so sneaky until maybe the 12th grade. That's when I started kind of going, because he needed to pass that test to graduate.
GT.
And it was the science one. So I started showing up at the school. I'm praying, I'm laying hands on him at the school. I'm like, you gonna pass this test. So that's when I started seeing like he was gambling.
Oh, man.
In the bathrooms. I went up there one day and they couldn't find him. They found him in the bathroom. Like,
and he was gambling? And he was a scout, right?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes. That's when I found out that. So, he still got on punishment in the 12th grade.
In 12th grade? He was a grown man.
Ain't no grown man in my house.
Okay. I did not know that about him.
Yeah, when he turned 18, this is what he said to us, he and his stepdad. Yeah. Can I have company? We said, what kind of company? He said, can a girl spend the night? I work, I go to school, and I graduated. I said, not ever. The next day, he moved out. He was 18. The next day, he moved out. And he been
on his own since?
Yeah.
Wow.
that was it with him. He said, I got to have some company. I said, not in here. So, yeah.
So when did you see him what music did you play around the house when y'all was growing up that he adapted to and just loved? Like, what kind of music did y'all listen to?
Well, at first, because of course I am a elder, I'm a minister in the church.
Yes.
But I didn't come here speaking in tongues. That came later. So he listened to, me and my husband listened to jazz. We listened to R&B. My favorite rapper, Scarface is my favorite rapper. Jay-Z was my husband's favorite rapper. What's the one? Javon got a song to his beat. We like Jadakiss.
Benny Siegel.
Biggie. And Biggie. Oh, Biggie and Tupac. You don't even got. That's a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer.
You said Scarface.
I know. So now that could probably tell you a little bit about me.
Scarface. What is your favorite Scarface song?
It was pretty much the Ghetto Boy song. My Mind Is Playing Tricks. I just told him to do something with My Mind Is Playing Tricks on Me. I told him to do The Trap Is Playing Tricks on Me or something.
The Trap Is Playing Tricks.
I told him
Mom
to do
Duke's
that.
got an album coming soon, y'all. He's got an album coming soon, y'all.
He was laughing. He was laughing like when he would give me stuff when he would say, "For real, Ma?" Because he'd be laughing like, you know that song? I'm like, look, you know I know some of these songs. I just really don't listen to this stuff. But yeah, I know these songs.
By you saying the Scarface reference about he grew up and that's what y'all was listening to, when you kind of see it in his music too, don't you think?
Ooh, I see. This is what I used to tell him when I finally started grasping. When I finally started grasping, like that, he not gonna stop this. He not gonna put this notebook down. Yeah. He not gonna stop rapping. So let me just see and start. Actually, my mentor, she was a pastor. She passed away. She told me, quit judging the cussing and listen to your baby heart. And when she said that, I began to listen and I just cried, like, because everything he said was things that he experienced in life and it was truth. So everything he rapping and he talking about is truth. And so that's when I really started listening. And to me, I would tell him, Javon, you like a Ice Cube, because I don't see you rapping. I see you writing. You're going to be in movies. You're going to do things to where you'll keep elevating, because he just really wanted to give back. Like even now, he just told me a couple of weeks before he passed, he told me that he wanted to get a studio here, even though he'll be in Atlanta. He wanted a studio because he wanted to give back to the up and coming artists. He said, Mom, I'm older. I won't be always doing this, but I want to give back to those that's coming behind me. So everything about him was a giver.
That's an amazing story. We talked on the phone about the story. I want you to tell a story about when you had said something about him rapping with people from the neighborhoods and stuff like that, and you were saying
it was somebody that he just was recently in the studio with, and he loved them. And so, you know, I'm a mother. I'm not a fan. I'm his mother. Yes. So I'm like, you sure you should be doing some music with him? He's still in the streets and stuff, you know. Yeah. He said, Ma, he said, it's probably not me that's going. He said, what if I'm just a person to pave the way? He said, he really good. And he was like, this is my friend. He said, and I might just be the one that opened the doors for others. And I just cried then, because he's so unselfish to even think that this not about me, that I might just be the one that get the influence and then open the door where the people really. Now I get it now, but I wasn't. You
wasn't too enthused about it. And that's some other things.
Yeah, right. But I get it now. Just it's so much about things that he said, like in the last couple of months of his life. So his vocabulary changed as far as his intentions, his focus. Everything had became family. Everything was I'm doing this so that we can get out of here. You know, I lost my husband, his stepfather, last year. We had a house fire, and he passed in it. So we have, and from that point, that really shook Javon, and it just like transformed him mentally, and he felt like he had to step up for his mom, for his siblings, and so, and I seen the process. It was just amazing. I was telling people, like, I see the growth in him, and I knew he was out of here as far as the music go. Mm-hmm. Everything was just setting, getting, and as far as the clothing, he started sitting me at the table with his Grams team. He wanted me to be a part of stuff, so they started introducing me to stuff, and he was just so happy that he got his mom on his team, because, you know, that took a minute. I'm like, no, you about to do something else. You ain't about to be rapping in no neighbor. I was going the business. I'm like, you not no rapper. I'm like, you a preacher, you know, because I know he's so gifted, and I couldn't understand, you know, people's gifting, how it worked. It worked for them, not for me. So, he his mother's child. So all y'all hearing and all these raps and all this flow, that's the gift.
Yeah.
That's the gift.
That's crazy that you say that, because I remember I was DJing when I started DJing and club promoting and stuff and doing certain things. My mom was like the same way. She like, well, you should come to church and help them with the choir. Cause I'm like, Mom, that's just not me. I got this, and it wasn't. A couple of years ago, I got hurt. I had a spinal cord injury, and I got hurt like real bad. I don't want to go into this, a long story, but I was in a wheelchair, and when I came home, my mom's like, "What you gonna do?" I'm like, "Mom, I'm doing the same thing. I'm gonna go to the club. I'm still a host. I'm still get paid for what I do." And she was just like, a lot of people counted me out, but she was the only one that was just like, you know what? Come on, go get dressed. When I got my fit, laid it out on my bed for me, helped me get dressed, everything. And she went and she surprised me on my birthday at a party. And she rolled me into the club, her and her friend. Wow. Rolled me into the club, sat in VIP all night, and she got to see that the whole city like came out and just showed me love. And her seeing that. And the next day I woke up like with a text message and a call from her. She was like, she called me Boo. She was like, Boo, just keep doing what you're doing for your son, and that stuck with me. I never told nobody that story, actually.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like I told you got that aura, like, man, this is amazing how strong. I'm just like, wow. I don't know. And when I reached out to you, I didn't know you was going to do the interview, because I watch a lot of interviews, and it's like artists that recently just passed, and I watched their moms, especially the Chicago artists, all their moms was coming together and basically trying to like stop the violence and telling their stories. And their stories kind of more crazier in a way, but it was just like, man, seeing how strong these mothers was. And you had inboxed me about the DJing, the pop-up shop that we're going to talk about a little later. And it inspired me to ask you. And at first I was nervous. I was like, man, I don't know. I asked him first, and my dude be vicious. I'm like, man, I think I should ask her. I don't want to be, I don't know how you was taking it. And, I got an auntie. She lost 2 sons, like last year and then a couple years before. Both murdered. And I was like, I don't know how mothers, it's like a mother love, you can't just find it nowhere. It's just amazing how strong you is.
I think when you have done your best, it's easier. Not that it don't hurt, not that I don't cry every day, every night. I will, and I'm okay with that. But I'm grateful to God that Javon was able to grow into the man that he had become. I'm glad that a couple of, maybe not even a week before he passed, he called me. I had one of them dreams, because he had these dreams too. And he was telling me about the dream, and he wanted me to interpret it for him. So when he told me the dream, it was a knock at the door. And he said he couldn't get up out of his sleep. He was like, he couldn't move, but the knock was like real heavy. And I said, well, if it was the police, they would have came in. I said, that sounds like the knock of God. I said, where you at with God? Where you at? Because I will text him at any time, like, what's up, Javon? You hearing God? What's going on? And he said, I'm in the best place with God that I've ever been. He said, I finally feel good. I feel like he's proud of me. At that point, I felt everything lift off of me about worrying about him. He had got to that place where he was okay with him. He was okay with his walk with God. And that's what's keeping me. And then the last song, when I heard him say, Lord, forgive us, that was supposed to be on record for me, so that if I ever had any doubt, because, some people, they like, well, his mom in the church. He wasn't in the church. He would surprise me at church, and they would bring him up and set him close. I would cry the whole time, because I'm telling you, I call him baby boy. He my Jody. Like, when I say, everybody know, when you say Javon or his name pop up in my phone, I'm just jumping up. That's my baby. So just to know, to me, I just feel his rest, because Javon is one person, but he was trying to be, and he was, now I'm seeing all this love, everything to everybody. He was trying to be the person that loved his neighborhood but was growing up. Yeah. He was the sibling. He was the friend that still took care of his friends that's in jail, and it's more than one. He was trying to, he only one person, but he was breaking off pieces of him everywhere. So I feel like he just rested, and he left all this work for us, and I'm gonna do it.
Amen to that. Oh man. Hey, can anybody clap for Mom? Everybody clap for Mom. Make some noise for Mom Dukes. Make some noise for Mom Dukes. Yeah, this is amazing.
Oh, and look, don't let me. I can't not mention this, even though it's because I'm more involved with the church than Javon was, but our pastor like sat down at my house and was able to sit down and talk with Javon. She was telling him different things to get, with himself, and he was talking to her, and everything was just so. It was some things she told him to do that he did. It was just everything. Now when I look back, it was playing out.
Yes.
Everything was playing out. So the reason why I'm doing this interview, the reason why I'm doing another interview this week, because I want people to know the man behind the music. Javon was raised up into church. Javon loved God. He's a person of prayer. The team gonna tell you he prayed before he go out on stage. He form a circle. He pray. He come by my house. He asked me to put oil on his head and pray. He knew he had to be covered. So even with this that happened, nothing that I could have did, prayed, none of his friends, none of his neighbors, nobody could have stopped this. It's his time, it was his time. And I'm okay with that, but I will keep his legacy alive. That's why I let him be a donor. Because, as he was leaving here, he became somebody, 4 families, miracle. To me, that's everything to me. His heart's still beating somewhere. His kidney's still somewhere. His lip,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I never thought about him being a donor till you just said that. Like, that is crazy.
He was he was 29 years old, perfect shape, health. So why would I put that in the ground?
That's tough.
Yeah.
When you got the call, where were you?
Javon had called me that morning, and every morning, because he bring me my coffee, and I was, I'm in school again, and I'm a little older, so it's a little struggle. So he was like, is there more food? Because the day before he asked me to make him some dressing. So I'm fussing, I'm going off, but I'm still on the way to the grocery store. Yeah. I'm so glad I did.
That boy can eat.
Yeah, and we all sat at the table like a family, like they were young again, and we just had such a good time. So that morning he wanted some more. He called like, "Is this some more food?" And I said, not really. I said, but he said, "Well, did you eat? You had your coffee?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, I'm gonna be out in probably like an hour, and I'll call you." And I said, "Okay." So within, I ended up going to get me a Geno's. Another one. From what I hear, he was just leaving Geno's. So we both was eating Geno's. I was literally biting my food when I got the call, and I just threw and just jumped up and ran out. So yeah.
Man, that's deep. And now we hear it's like how can I put it? Because me and Phil had a conversation earlier. It's like, man, I think we all appreciate it, because some people that passed, you like, man, we ain't appreciating why we was here, why they was here. Even with the DMX passing, ain't nobody think you never know, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, man, like God took somebody that we appreciated and loved so much, but it's like now, like you said, he spread it his donors, like all his love and his heart is like everywhere. Like,
yeah, it's amazing.
Just when you play his music, it's just like a whole. You can just feel him in the building, just going through everybody. It's just like, even people that probably he'd had disagreements with, like you just see them just like he and they just can't deny it.
Because he the type, he don't hold grudges. Like he if he mad about something, he over it so quick. You might still be mad, and he like, oh, what'd he say? What's going on again? he just don't hold grudge. He don't have time for it. That take like he say, man, that take too much energy, and it do. He wasn't a person that just kept grudges, or even if he like was done with you, you really wouldn't know it, but you would know it.
Too cool.
He just be, he quiet anyway. So if you get a lot of conversation out of him, he really comfortable around you, because he don't have much to say till he start rapping, and you like even my pastor, she like, that's like two different people. You hear all that stuff, and then you see him, and he just like
sat back, man, and he had a giggle every time. He just giggled, man. He just, I don't know, dude.
He got all these little sayings, and I didn't notice how much he had them. But that lately, this all I keep hearing in my head: hundo. I'm like, he say hundo, or he always tell me I'm tearing it out because I be going off about any little thing. I be calling him. I hear a new CD or something, and I call him. You going to jail? He like, it's just music, because you know, in my head I'm just like, what is you saying?
Oh man.
But he used to be laughing like, it's just music.
And some people, I'm glad you brung that up, because we had, I actually had arguments with people, barbershop. They'd be like, well, if you rap about certain stuff happens. I say, man, how can y'all tell somebody how to control their art and their entertainment and their feelings of what they're rapping about? And I feel like some people are just like, well, if he wasn't rapping about that, I was like, how can y'all just say that type of stuff?
Look, let me tell you something that I have to come to grips with within myself. Even what he rapping about or whatever, guess what? We all gonna die.
Yeah.
If you get murdered, if you kill yourself, if a bus hit you, if you got cancer, or you die in your sleep, guess what? We all leaving here. So we don't get to pick and choose.
Yeah.
So what he rapping about, first of all, you know, I'm spiritual. I'm always going to be spiritual. Yeah. My son is a prophet, which he tell things that's ahead of time. He see things that some of the stuff he didn't even understand, but he be up at night writing when everybody else sleep. So some of this stuff, even with this new CD, he talked it out. Everything that's happening and just happened, just live it. When you listen, he spoke it. It don't mean he brought no karma to him. You know, it's people that say that because life and death is in your tongue. But life is life.
Yeah.
And so that's just what it was. He talked about real life situations.
Yeah.
And then I'm his mother, and I'm going to have his back no matter what. And when he was wrong, I told him he was wrong, but he's not here to defend anything, so guess what? I am.
Mom dudes got and Big Phil and Lante over here, you know. Yes. So they can try if they want to, but hey, I don't think it's gonna work. I just want to thank you for just sitting down with me. So I was, like I told you before the thing, this is probably, I'm going to say it, my biggest interview to date.
Wow, we praise
my
God.
biggest, probably since his first one, man. It's just like me and how it was just a connection, man. Just I knew him from before music, you know. It was just, I'm older, and it's just he a kid from the neighborhood, and it was just like, man, dude always quiet. Be 1,000 of them running around, Nico, all of them remix, all of them they running around, and he was just always the smooth, light skinned dude, man, just moving around, just he was just a smooth cat. And I just always just gravitated when I seen him do his first performance at what is it, Rocket Bar? Rocket Bar, I believe. Was it the Rocket Bar? When he did Nuki Wasted. That's the first time I seen him perform.
I know one of the first performances, the Opus.
No, before that, Phil.
I don't remember the Rocket Bar.
The Rocket Bar, man, when everybody's on stage. It's on YouTube, I believe.
You know, I was
you was there. Y'all was Taylor Gang. I bet Glove remember it.
We was do it too much.
To see him do that, because a lot of people walk up like, man, I rap. But he just stood out, and just to find somebody from Toledo that got that it factor. He check all boxes, look, words, lyrics, presence. Like, I felt like you can sit DeDe in front of Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons would be like, sign on the dotted line right now.
He was on his way, that's for sure. I heard something after he passed. My daughter was listening to it. I said, wait a minute, let me hear that again. I said, no, he didn't. It was that Friday. I bet if Ice Cube heard that, he'll be proud. Like, he did him good. He did him good with that.
That dude was amazing. How was he? And you're his brother. Say your name.
Anton.
How was he when y'all was growing up?
I grew up out here, and then I moved to Chicago when I was 10.
Okay.
So I grew up in Chicago, but he was the same way that everybody else. They was smooth.
Smooth.
we always was the same age. And we
Yo,
always
you
was
sound
like-
smooth, just like you.
Yeah,
just
they
like,
act just alike.
you like, ah, you know, I ain't like.
Yeah, they act just alike.
You been here before. That's how you act, man. So, you
Yeah,
know,
same thing as always.
and
Big brother.
Phil, and while we here, and we back part 2 of the legendary episode, man. I told Ms. Rowland how we was gonna do it. I wanted to do a Kendrick. Phil, a lot of y'all remember the first episode we did where I just interviewed him and I bring everybody in. I just thought it dope we would just do it like that again. Right here, the camera, we got it. It comes out April 15th. Actually, it's his birthday. Autographs 3 coming out, and some on here is special that me and you talked about, and we said earlier in the interview was about the organ donors. On this intro right here, you have his heartbeat. How did you even just think about that in that moment in the hospital?
Well, I didn't think about, well, the hospital, the donor people, they asked me, like, do we have kids? And they said that they could give me his heartbeat and they can put it in like Build-A-Bears and his kids would always have it. So I was like, yeah, we could do that. But then after he passed, I would just sleep and I kept hearing his heartbeat like out of my sleep. And I'm like, I got up and then I'm like, wow, it was just like coming to me like, in the beginning of the CD needs to be his heartbeat, and at the end, because his music was his heartbeat. And then, you know, even after he was deceased, his heartbeat was so strong. So I feel like his music will keep going on. It will live, keep on living through others. So I just wanted that to be a part. And his amazing team, Lord, they have been amazing. They put it together and they did some extra stuff with it. So then they told me I had to name it. I said, nah, I didn't turn it to a rapper. Like they making me a rapper. But, and his middle name is Unique, which he didn't like everybody know. I don't know why. That name is so brilliant. I don't even know what he was tripping on. So I just named it Unique. And then we put in parentheses heartbeat. So in the intro of the CD, everybody probably will be crying, but after that, the CD just take off. He start going. It take off. So
When you sent that to me, I said, man, this is a wild Easter. I'm like, cause I took a drink later and I listened to it. I said, oh man. I had to get out the house. Like I just felt like I was just like, man, it was just crazy. It was like he was there.
it's BC,
John
and
B's.
yeah, all of them. They just been
And then I heard my interview in the middle of the thing. I was like, oh man. Woo. Like, oh man. Like, how did you come up with that, Bees?
I mean, for real.
Talking to the mic, talking to
Oh
the mic.
yeah, for real. Cause of Miss Abina, she pretty much she hit us like, hey, you know, I got the heartbeat, and Vaughn for real sent it to me.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, Beast, I got the heartbeat, man. I think we gotta incorporate this into the CD somehow. So I was just thinking, you know, like, man, how could we make it unique? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and first thing I got to thinking, like, cause I definitely seen the interview with everybody, you know what I'm saying? At, the first interview. So I was thinking like, man, let me hit Gary real quick. Let me see if I can get the audio to it. You know what I mean? And then me and you talk, I hit you, and then you was like, yo, bro, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna get it to you. You
Because
know?
I couldn't get it on Facebook.
Yup.
I had a screen recorder.
Yup. So then, you know, I pretty much, I ended up, you know, after you sent it, I ended up ripping it. And then me and Vaughn sat on the phone and we was thinking like, man, how could we do it? And I just got to thinking like, man, I mean, can I spoil it or should I wait to?
I mean,
No,
this don't.
go
This don't.
ahead.
Okay,
this,
yeah.
this come out.
Yeah.
the internet going
Crazy
around.
about it, yeah.
It come out tomorrow. It come out tomorrow night. Wednesday morning at the latest, but it come out tomorrow night. So
Yeah. So I mean, pretty much. I mean, y'all, everybody will hear it though. But you know, we pretty much like took the interview and chopped up bits and pieces of all his music. You know what I mean? And when y'all hear it though, you know, you'll get a feel for how it got put together. But for the most part, like, you know, it really took
Get your
everybody.
tissue.
Right? Yeah.
please
it took
do, y'all.
everybody.
They ain't lying. It's not lying.
Yeah, but it's real nice, the whole project. You know, once again, thanks to everybody that, you know, contributed to putting it together.
The rumor is you had the project a week before.
Oh man, yeah. So pretty much, me and DeDe, we was talking, and he been trying to, like, he was pressing the issues about as far as getting it out. Like, yo, I got all my songs. You know, Vaughn going, you know, he gonna send everything to you. and literally like. Man,
Shout out to Vaughn.
Yeah, Vaughn, he like, you know, everybody know Vaughn. He does everybody in Toledo music, you know what I mean? But me and him, like, that's like my right-hand man when it comes to getting everything together. But the day of, you know, man, the day of, the morning, well, not the morning, but yeah, that morning, I ended up sending DeDe all his music. And I mean, from what I hear, you know, he got a chance to listen to it. You know, from what I heard, I mean, you know, it's tough to think about, but you know,
for sure he listened to it.
Yeah, for sure.
That
So,
dude
but
was-
I ended up texting him all his songs, and you know, just like later that day, you know, that's when the news hit. So it's like, you know, it's just, you know, it's tough to think about, but
Yeah.
for sure.
We got John B's. Mike Bibb in the back. I know the camera probably don't reach over there. Shout out to Mike Bibb, man. Kendrick, man, in the back. I'm pretty sure the camera. Oh no, he a little bit in there.
Can I say a joke about Kendrick?
Go ahead.
Okay, Kendrick and Javon, they cousins,
Yeah.
but they were born only like a week apart. So, like me and his mom, everything they did together.
Yeah.
So they didn't share pacifiers, bottles. They didn't. They didn't share everything. So when people like Kendrick was very protective over Javon,
Yeah, you were.
and he had started arguing with him too. But Javon be looking like.
And when Kendrick get mad,
Yeah, Kendrick. And then they'll call me like, Kendrick, I like, don't pay them no attention because Kendrick, he not about to play about Javon. So if he say something, then Javon, I said, Javon, check your surrounding, because if Kendrick tripping, something ain't right. I ain't even tell y'all a little personal baby story.
y'all share pacifiers. That's cute. Man, that threw me off. I forgot I was about to ask.
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Phil, man, let's get into the Grams clothing. You and Latte, man. Y'all started how many years ago with the clothing line?
The clothing, we started in 2018, May of 2018, and that was after the first release, when basically when we came together and we formed a team, which our first meeting was at Kendrick House.
Yeah.
At Kendrick House at his table, and we all we came together and had an idea we gonna come together as a team, push and support everything. And the initial idea, because you just took off the original autograms.
I still got it on under here,
Oh,
the
when you got
original.
the original. When we first started, we was getting the shirts made by somebody else. One of my guys who grew up on the east side, and I'm like, man, it's people wanting them. People was wanting the shirts, and I'm like, we can't keep sending money to somebody else when this money could be going into what we got going on. So we sat down at the meeting. We let's come together. We gonna do it. Came up, got the design from the guy that created the design, and from there, that's one of the autograph shirts. And I'm like, I just had the idea. I'm like, man, we gonna do it ourselves. But to go back to the first meeting, the interview that we had with you.
Yeah.
Again, we was at Kendrick House. We had that whole day. If I'm not mistaken, was that
Yeah.
Sunday?
Y'all ain't invited me for the food.
Because I'm about to say I cook I cook.
I seen them lamb chops, and I remember.
I cooked for everybody. We was sitting there figuring out what the name we was gonna come up with for the group or whatnot. And he was him and Tyree was in the bathroom. Tyree was cutting DD hair, and I didn't we figured we trying to come up, and that's when they came out get rich and make sacrifices, and I'm like, we put on clothes.
Amazing.
That's one of the biggest things that any artist need. You feel me? A line of revenue when you coming up is to have your own merch. So it was why not? And from there, got everything situated in May of 2018, and from there we just been going. I was in my living room, laptop, little $300 laptop in a silhouette vinyl cutter, man.
Get that headlight.
Listen, you was coming, man. Headlight,
You had a headlight, bro.
Listen, I had a rollie, man. I used to be rolling all all through my dining room, man. I wasn't no eating dinner at the table no more.
Oh man,
that's where we worked at. It was like, and from there, it just that's where the whole the grams, the having a brand, like pushing a brand. It was, man, the support behind it, like the city gave.
Yeah.
And that they giving now is crazy. Let me ask you this too, because I heard a story, I heard another story. I hear a lot of stories. The week he passed, they said y'all orders, like y'all did like a crazy number.
Man, the day.
Cause you know black people, so we so last minute.
But no, like the act, like the day, like the first man, my inbox. I honestly still got messages in my inbox that I haven't.
Man, they was cussing him out on.
Oh man, I see.
I was trying to intercept, like y'all leaving.
Like, cause Lante
They still cussing him out.
Lante tell you when we over the brand, we set up the Shopify store. We was trying to figure out ways to like marketing and all those kind of things. Like we was trying to figure out ways to not just throw it out there, not just throw something together. And it was like, so we was working on the site since November.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I'm not about to take on like all these phone calls and inboxes. We're gonna put them on the site. When we put them on the site, I was surprised. Like that first day I posted the link, they got to posting the link, and that I got back on Facebook an hour later. The link probably had like 200 shares, man, and it just like that's a support. Like I'm like, wow, like it was crazy, man. It's a beautiful thing. It was.
It's just crazy how his spirit has been working since he been gone.
And the people that he surround himself with. That's why I'm so grateful. Like Kendrick, he getting my grandkids. You know what I'm saying? Like when I think of pallbearers,
yeah,
who gonna carry my baby to his resting spot? It's gonna be who I can call on when you put him in that ground. Like I don't take nothing lightly. Like he was able to tell me, he spoke so highly of you. I wouldn't know these people. I don't know nothing about this, but in the weeks before he passed, he had me sitting with them. I trust them. You know, he told me about him. It was, oh my goodness, a shout out to the one that's in jail.
Big man.
Not Reese. Of course, Reese. You know, that's his heart. Yeah. I'm talking about Blow.
Oh, man. Free Joe Blow, man.
Yes. He loved my baby. He had his back. He told him I guess he was coming home in August and everything was set. And he told my baby to get on an airplane and don't take nothing but himself. And he had his back. It wasn't about him. He just was like, you too big for Toledo. Like, he really loved him. So shout out to him. And the one that did the CD cover, the artwork too.
Gnarly. Shout out to Gnarly.
Denzel.
Yeah, Denzel. So I want to shout him out too because it's so appreciated, the love.
Quick chime in, man. The day my Dukes had called me, the first day she had called me, we in the basement working. And I picked up because I usually don't answer my phone for numbers I don't know.
Yeah.
Because bill collectors.
Yeah, bill collectors off the chain. We're gonna do an episode on them.
But I picked it and she said, pull up, bring she wanted some clothes. And man, me and Lante literally started what we was doing. The whole basement. Took everything out the basement, man. 2 toes came over here, man. We lazy.
It was my birthday, and I said, Javon, I want to wear one of your outfits for my birthday. He said, for real, Ma? He said, you whatever you want. And so he know green my favorite color.
Yeah.
So he told me, he said, I'm calling them. They'll come to you. And I'm so glad that my baby got to see me support because I'm always dressed up in church clothes and all that. And then so from that point on, I just was wearing Graham sweat. He was so happy. He come over there filming me and stuff like, Mom, Duke's got it. I'm like, I'm supporting my baby. I support Red Bottoms. I support Louis Vuitton. I'm going to support my baby. And that's what yeah. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to y'all. Thanks for I say that Javon got a lot of people that work behind the scenes. You might see a lot of people in his videos flashing money. That's for the show. I'm dealing with the people that's behind the scenes that make stuff happen, that's still making stuff happen. And so I want to make sure that they are appreciated.
Can we make some noise for the Grams team, y'all? Let's make some noise for the Grams team, y'all. Let's make some noise. It's going down, man. Man, I want to say, man, I want to, because I did it on the first, when me and did this interview, I watched this other podcast and where he get like the older rappers, they flowers and stuff and all that. And my show was created to give the younger Toledo artists their flowers, and I was able to give him his flowers, but I want to give you your flowers for blessing us with such a special guy, a person, a man, a father, everything, uncle, whatever you name it, he was that you needed in your life as a person. If you just had one conversation with him, you knew he was special. You knew he was God's child, you know what I'm saying? And I want to give you your flowers. I want to tell you, be strong.
Thank you.
Anything I can help with, always call me too. Hey, if I can help, I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? One phone call away. But I'm giving you your flowers. I want to say, man, God bless you, man. I just want, before I forget it, you know what I'm saying? I want to get all emotional, get y'all in here.
Right, because I've been and did the ugly cry, and I'm trying to do that one.
Kendrick, let me get Kendrick on.
You want him to sit right here?
No, you own the whole thing, Ma. You own it. Let's switch these. I want to talk to Kendrick for a second, folks.
And Vaughn too. I've been working Vaughn. I've been working him. I've been working all him. I'm just happy to finally see y'all. Some of them, I'm just seeing them for the first time.
Yeah, them dudes right there, they run it.
Yeah.
Me and Vaughn, I want to say, me and Vaughn, man, how long we was on the phone? It was me and Vaun chopped it for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, man. Like, it's like, what we going, because I ain't even, cause that's about to drop, but it's a lot more.
Yeah, I know he got.
Yeah, they sending me stuff from everywhere.
Man, like Tupac, man, he had a lot of it, man.
They sent me something. Everywhere. He said, "I just want to make my mama proud." I was crying all day.
Tone and Red sent me a song. It was hard, like, and that's the type of person he was. This man Tone's fresh out of jail. He like, I asked the man what he want. He's like, just send me the verse, that quick.
It's somebody that I don't know his name. He asked me, can he release a video on Javon's birthday? And it's him and it's and somebody else.
Lucky.
Probably Lucky.
Lucky or YM.
It's not Lucky. Who is it?
Rambo.
Oh, Rambo.
So he got a video, I guess, that's going to release on Javon's birthday. He asked him to ask me. I said, sure.
I want to, Kendrick, I want to touch on you because I just knew how close you two are. You and DeDe was. How have it been since you've been gone? To you and I know you really don't talk about this, but you don't want to talk. We ain't gonna talk about it. But how you be doing though with the bar and everything? Let's talk about something happier.
Just running it. That's all I can do. You feel me?
So you moved.
Yeah.
I see you got a new chain. I like your chain, man.
I only got the chain. DeDe idea. Trying to get chains. Really?
Hey, I want to tell you, too. I'm gonna give you your flowers too while you here, man.
Yeah.
I think, you know what happened with the bar. You set that whole year out. You took it on the chin. Being one of the youngest, if not, you're probably the youngest to ever do it. You did it in your neighborhood, and I want to salute you. Give your flowers for standing by your man, because I remember some of the arguments you had, how hard you was for that man, your cousin, man, your right hand, your brother. I mean, cousin, your brother. I'm gonna give your flowers too, man. I want to salute you for that, King. We ain't talking a while. That's so crazy.
Yeah,
we just talking. We ain't talking a while, man. That just crazy.
A lot of people don't know when we was little. Me and DeDe had started a group. The first group period, like it was called TM Dub. It was Toledo's Most Wanted. It was me, him, and Butter. He rap right now. His name Joshua on there. Joshua Strong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, me and him and DeDe, we was like 9, 8. We used to hang the mic in the closet and press you gotta, back in the day, you had a karaoke. You would have to press play on the beat on one side on the tape, and then press pause and play.
They had the two things. Okay.
We used to be in the closet just rapping. But DeDe been hard since back then. He used to say something. We'd just look at him like, how the fuck? He made me not want to rap. I swear, we was kids. But we go back that far, man. I remember when that's when his rapping really first started on a karaoke machine with 2 cassette players, with 2 tapes on both sides, A and B. I promise you.
That's a dope story.
That's true. I'm telling you.
I can't wait to watch this episode. I'm gonna have this on the TV in the clubs. I
Don't even
can't.
know about TM Dub.
TM
Big
Dub.
Chris took us to a real studio, Boys in the Hood.
You used to hold on. You used to rap. I just let that. I don't know how I just let that go over my head. You used to rap.
You used to always try to get me to rap all the time.
Kendrick got a freestyle on Facebook.
Oh yeah, man.
He was freestyling. Old school.
Yeah, DeDe always tried to get me to rap all the time.
Man, that is amazing, man. Y'all relationship, man. Because he actually, I've been on the phone with him, right? And it'd be whatever your word was. You had the last say to a lot of things. And he really went off your word. He was really like, man, Kendrick said do this. I'm going to go with it, man. Dude annoying, though, man. But I'm going to do it. Like, that's what he'd be like, man.
That's why I tell you to set yourself up not to need nobody.
Yeah. And I think you one of the people, not saying everybody did, but you was one of the people, you was straight cold cut with him, like straight to it, man. Like you would dog him out, y'all be right back, like, but but you need them type of people.
Yes.
People that watch this episode, man, you need a team. You need a family. And, you know.
He was well grounded.
Very.
In regards to the team, Kendrick was actually like the main person that pushed forward us to come together how we came together when we did. Like Kendrick, how it was just too much momentum. Like, and I think the first meeting we had was after that New Year's party that Tez and them had threw when all the local artists.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man, DeDe said he performed. He was the last one to perform. And you would have really thought everybody that was in the building came for him. Like,
I mean, they probably.
They
probably did.
It was like probably 10 other local acts. No main headliner, and they packed out this venue, 600-700 plus people. Like, and after that, Kendrick, he opened his door. Like, man, every Sunday we gonna have a meeting at my house and.
Bring what you gonna bring to the table. What you got, whether it's money or advice. Whatever.
You know what was a moment?
A couple people was there, but they didn't do it with us.
You know what?
Shout out to them.
You know a moment we skipped over? We cannot skip over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The barber too.
Oh, Tyree.
Yeah.
Tyree used to cut us. Man, what?
Yeah,
man,
y'all
see the snow. He used to cut us whenever. We was really annoying to him.
Man, what?
We used to get on Tyree nerves.
What's the one moment we can't skip over, man? I can't skip over. I can't believe I almost skipped over it. When he did the money bag, yo, that's the moment I was just like, what in the world? Like,
And I have no
walked
clue
out of
what
Christ
y'all
to
talking
be there.
about.
y'all never show her the videos?
Kendrick, hold on.
I'm gonna listen.
Y'all never show her the videos?
That money bag, yo, that's crazy. That show almost didn't even happen.
I was in the car.
You was with us.
Guess what?
That
Remember we was in the car.
It was like 10 minutes.
Stunt like man, shut up, man. I don't want to go down there and have the venue down there. He want to talk to Tez. That whole week was crazy because the lady.
In the car and talked to Stunt for like an hour. Listen, bro, it's gonna work. I promise you.
Got
it's gonna
to.
work. He walked in the first concert and opened the doors. It was nothing in there, bro.
Nothing.
The lady took his money and ran off on him.
Ran off, man.
Called DeDe like it might be over with.
It's crazy because that show.
That was like I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life, bro.
Little Galen fell out the crowd.
Fell off the balcony.
Fell out the balcony. My bad, Galen, bro. I had to bring it up because you don't want nobody to see the tape. So
He
really fell, bro.
like he fell from the top of
the balcony, like
onto a girl, like a stage dive, and got back up and was turned.
Moneybag Yo manager at the end of the show pulled was it you? He was
No, he
asking
came.
like
He came to me. I was sitting to him.
oh yeah.
he came to Gary. He came in to scout the venue.
And he stood there and watched him perform the whole time.
And prior to and that's I remember you was telling me that Gary came up, whispering in my ear. I think I handed the mic, the glove or something. I'm like, I gotta go talk to this man.
Get the mic to the right person.
I went over as soon as DeDe got off. It was so much because it was a lot of us on stage. It was like the venue was packed. Like it was.
That was
crazy,
beyond packed, bro.
Man, he talked to him. They exchanged numbers and like dude really was like he said he don't do that. Like he usually come in, check the venue out, see how it is, and he leave. Like he can't he watched the whole set.
His exact words was, because me and him sitting next to each other, his exact words was, who is that right there? Who is that dude right there? I need to get in contact. Who do I talk to? But I done dropped the cane and everything. Look, hey, Phil. It's like, Phil, hey.
I helped Gary off the stage. Like, I was in a rush to go talk to dude, but I'm just.
Like I done dropped everything because I'm so like, my heart like, do. Like, he just said, what? Because I'm peeping who he is. I watched him when they came in. I'm like, that's dude manager or whatever. And I knew him he was with Yo Gotti when Yo Gotti came. And for him to say that man pointed at that man and said, man, I need him right here. I need him. And it was just like, man, I was like, when I knew it. That's when I really knew it was just like, whew, amazing.
That was the dream right there. Turned dream into reality. That show right there. That right there made everybody a believer.
I was supposed to do security that night. I actually did do security that night. But when it was time to perform, we told Stom, like, hey, when DeDe get on stage, like, I gotta be on stage. Like, I'm get back to work when we done. But when DeDe get on stage, I gotta be on stage. So I was fully
They real deal bouncers too.
like,
real.
Like me and Monte, we was doing security that night. Like, man.
But man,
Let me switch these clothes up real quick.
I was still on the floor. They was on the stage though.
Y'all sure y'all don't have nothing to say? They said
Y'all good?
The people behind the
Vi, you got anything you want to say?
Man, you should say something.
yeah, please.
Come on, man. Sit up here, Vi.
He
Come on.
be in the studio seeing things that nobody else see when Javon is in his whole mode.
Give me your first impression on DeDe Porter.
My first impression. He was unique. Like his middle name, I never knew his middle name was unique till after he passed.
I know my dude. Like, man, why they keep saying that?
He was chill, you know.
Tearing it down.
His voice was very unique, dynamic. Like, I haven't came across anybody who, you know, performed at that mic like him. Like, his performance was really dope.
He's a hard act to follow.
Well, he used to tell us all the time, you people coming in town.
Where I said that? Where did I used to sit at? I sit next.
You was right by me. He was right by me
next
a
to
lot of
Von
times.
sitting there eating the gummy bear, man. The gummy bears, man. That's
party in there every trip.
gummy. DeDe stayed with gummy bears or the Lifesaver gummies. He's one of them two.
He had Halls too.
Oh yeah,
He had Cherry Halls, like Cherry Halls.
What's your favorite Porter song that you was in the studio and witnessed to give you record?
Probably Trap, SHIT.
Thank you.
Kendrick, the only one that cussed in here. I ain't gonna put,
I done whooped him enough.
I still remember that session for real. Like, I still remember that day.
I remember that one session when he did that's the one song I was so mad he did not put out when he freestyled off the shoot beat. When the little kids be dancing, the shoot dance.
Yeah, that's done too.
That freestyle is nuts. I got the video on my phone and I watched it. I forgot I had it.
What about shoes?
Now the kids be doing the little shoot, do the dance, Kendrick.
He said, do it. The kids know how to do it. All the kids could do it.
Oh, it's a dance and the kids
He
do
made
it.
a song to it?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Popular song.
It probably came out when that he recorded it with that Beanie Siegel song.
Oh.
And he was just, man, it was so crazy. He was like, man, I'm shooting a document. Who got the footage from that that night when we was in the studio? And we was all sitting down getting our testimony of him recording and stuff. We was in the back. We was on the studio outdoor.
I know. I was there.
I don't know who got that footage.
It wasn't muddy.
That footage. He was like, man, I want you to come out. He called me all week, man, because, a lot of rappers call you and they BS you. Especially me. I don't know why they do it. But it was like he stayed on it. Like, I never talked to him that much in a week that he wanted me to come to the studio. It was just like, I was just happy to be a part of it.
We got you know what? I forgot about Saran Jacobs.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to
Yeah.
Saran. Shout out to Saran.
Definitely.
My dude's got everybody involved.
I sure do. And when I heard him say Saran on the beats, I said, and Man, y'all just got to hear that first song. I said he done went to Menace to Society.
Yeah, that Menace.
Yeah, you.
Well, now I can't wait. So I can't wait till the interview. So I got to pop in the car and hit 90. Y'all see me in the book in the morning. Y'all know what I was doing. No, I'm just playing. We ain't gonna speak.
We need this to air Wednesday.
No, he gonna be free. As long as he got it, I'm good.
One of the first songs I ever heard of his was with Saran, Fast Break.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was like.
Hey, shout out to Woods. What's his name? Is it Woods? He used to, before surrounding everybody, he was like, I don't know. We used to go to his house.
And who was the Muddy? Somebody, the Muddy.
Muddy videos. Yeah, he watching Muddy videos a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Saran was like kind of like Zay and Gucci, like them two.
Yeah.
Saran make your beat and record you.
Mm-hmm.
And he definitely did that with DeDe. So
I'm trying. Y'all got me thinking about the earth. Oh man, Lil Rob, man, him and Lil Rob, they was like Brian and D-Wade, man. That Coach song, whoo, them boys. What's going on again? He had that song with Lil Rob. Oh my goodness, them dudes. They got classes. It probably hurt Lil Rob that he was not out here for that.
Yeah, it's a lot of people that's locked up. Nuki, it's some lot that's so hurt, but more Reese, my heart. When he called me, so my prayers is like I was getting a little agitated with people here and there because how they was acting. I'm like, well, who hurting more than me and his dad? Like, come on now. But the Lord had to deal with me with that. Everybody, to know him is to love him. So I can't say who hurting and how they hurting because people hurting their own way. So I have to just let people mourn how they go mourn and just try to be there for them to embrace them too because really that helped me.
Man, this whole interview has been therapeutic. All we missing is the incense, man. That's all we missing. I swear, this whole interview, man, I just want to thank the Grams team for stopping through the Clocked In because, man, this is, like I said, this is my biggest episode. This is just crazy. I don't care if I interview the baby or somebody. There's no episode I'll ever do bigger than this. And I just want to thank y'all for coming through. The whole Grams team. Now this is the family part. I want to thank y'all for coming up here and being on the show, blessing the room with your presence. 3 feet. Say your name. Mike. Tammy. Okay. Got Tammy in the building. These are DeDe Porter's family members, close family members. I want to get y'all take on. Just give me some stories about him that. Some of y'all funniest moments with him. I want to start off with 3 feet because I know y'all had the real deal stories, man. Talking to the mic.
Everything we did was funny though. Like we made fun out of anything, no matter what it was.
What was your everything? As y'all, I want to know some stories about you when y'all was growing up. What was just that one thing y'all just when y'all by yourself y'all just laughed about?
Man, this might sound crazy, bro, but everything.
Y'all like, you know what I believe.
I'm talking about everything. Like it was more like we laugh at like sayings. It'd be more of words.
Yeah.
Like face expression and words. Like if we was like right now, if we was to go out to eat right now and then he grabbed the menu, he had a menu and he'd be like shrimp. Like we'd start laughing. No matter what it is, it's just everything is funny. We did a lot of stuff, man.
What you miss most about him?
What I miss most about him? It's his voice. His voice. And it was like that was my everydayer. So that was my partner when we smoked. Like I miss him making me eat. I don't eat.
Yeah, I know he made. I know.
I don't
that dude
eat at all.
I used to always say, I'm like, man, bro, how do you eat so much and don't gain no weight?
I don't eat at all. He eat all day. You know when you play Grand Theft Auto, right?
Yeah.
And before your dude die, it'll tell you got like 17%. If you jump off the porch, you might die.
Yeah.
That's what he'd be on. He'd be like, hey, I'm hungry. We ain't ate all day. I'm at like 15%. If I hit my foot on the bed, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital. He's gonna eat all day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And no matter where we was at, he turned it into a buffet. I don't care if we was at Mancey's. Like, this is an appetizer? All right, well, let me get this with my meal. If we go get some breakfast, he gonna order an omelet. But this breakfast place sell dinner too. Let me get the omelet and let me get the spaghetti with the fish too. All in one order.
That's crazy. That dude ate. You couldn't even post food on social media. And if he ain't know about it, he straight in your DM like, hey, where you get that from? 30 minutes later, you see him on there talking about, yeah, what's going on again?
Yeah.
That's all you see him talking about, man. That's all you cannot eat. Man, that dude, I don't know, man. Porter, how did you do it? I don't know, man. I'm like, I'm eating this, getting all my belly back, and then you just sitting here skinny. I used to be jealous. I used to be jealous. I couldn't stand it.
I'm gonna miss lacing his shoes though, for sure.
Lacing the shoes.
Still
That
to
was
this
funny
day.
when I heard that.
Still
Hold
to
on,
this day,
explain. Tell
like-
the story about you lacing the shoes.
Like any pair of shoes he got, I'm lacing them. And really, I lightweight gotta tie him for real too, for real. He don't. It started off, and I'm like, dude, why you got your shoe like that? He'd be like, I mean, you know, I don't know, cause I just put the shoe on. You gonna help me? He'd take the shoe off. I lace the shoe all the way up. Wear it how he supposed to wear. I'd be like, now put it on like that. Put the tongue under your jean. He'd be like, ah. But when I did that, like I'm talking about, he calling me. Where you at? I don't care if I'm busy or what. Where you at? I'm about to get dressed. I got this interview tonight. I got a little video shoot. All right, cool. Where you at? I wanted you in the video, but you ain't got to rush about that part. But I do need you to lace my shoes. For sure. For sure. He ain't doing nothing without me lacing them shoes. He got me on Instagram one day. He called me at like 6, 7 in the morning. But he called me like, you know, he'll call you once. If you don't answer for real, he gonna send you a text like, don't do that no more. Or you see me calling you. But if he don't really call, he ain't gonna blow your phone up. This morning, he was blowing my phone up. So I'm like, dude, hello? You all right? I need you to lace my shoes. It's like 7 in the morning, dude.
Man, that's dead ass serious.
Hey, he was the
Dead serious. Dead serious. I need you to lace my shoes, bro. Like, it's just all type of stuff he did. We laughed at everything.
Man, that dude was amazing. You got a story you want to share? You can come on the mic.
You want to get the mic?
She could sit here.
But I tell you mine, you can't move. Because I'm pretty sure he was like, man, you got to stay on the camera.
Okay.
I might call you.
Kendrick said he gonna call him to lace his shoes.
Yeah, he had me thinking like, man, I might miss out something, man. Now I got to go look at your pictures at your shoes, man.
The first time I heard it, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, you serious? He was like, yeah.
I got some stories like that too. We went out of town to Texas. She seen it. She was like, so you really waiting on him?
I was like, you ready laying on him for real? He was like, yeah, auntie, he gotta lace my shoes.
Every shoe.
Every shoe.
Oh goodness,
Real
that was a
friends.
lot of shoes. Oh,
Every shoe.
Every shoe. Man, what was the line? He said, white man want $3,000 for these shoes. I can't support it. I know where I came from. It came from some
Started
Jordans.
in some Jordans.
That was a cold line.
Yeah, but we
man.
was transferring over though. it was happening. It was happening.
What was your fondest memory? And tell the people your name while you on here.
Tammy, I'm DeDe's auntie.
Okay. And what was your fondest memory of DeDe?
DeDe, I'm the hip hop auntie.
Swag coach.
DeDe need his auntie. I gotta turn it up for him. when it's time to turn up, man, where is my auntie? I need my auntie.
what's the video?
The
'Cause they did
video.
The video.
Using the video. Oh, so
It was her surprise party video.
at the Blue House.
Yes, him and
3 feet. That was my surprise birthday party. And they was going to make it happen for me. He said he was looking for me. I was downstairs. They was upstairs. And he sent somebody looking for me. He said, DeDe looking for me. She grabbed me by my hand. I went up there. He said, Auntie, it was a bunch of ladies up there, but he said, Auntie, they ain't turning it up. Auntie turned it up.
Turned it up.
She was like, all right.
You seen the video?
Yeah, we seen the video.
Look at them.
I had to do what he said.
Man, this is just so crazy. Man, he left us all with these fun memories, man. It's just a blessing, man, how y'all just all strong. Yes. All of y'all, man. Hey, family is everything. If y'all watching this episode, man, excuse my language. Like Boosie said, if you love your hug, y'all don't think we tell each other enough that we love, especially as black men, we don't. Mm-hmm. It's like we just don't. We don't, you know, it's like we take each other for granted sometimes. So if y'all watching this, man, y'all watching the message I want y'all to get from this episode, man, is, man, family, loved ones. Just because you ain't blood don't mean you not family. Remember that. And, man, the Porter house, man, I just want to thank y'all, man. I'm blown away, y'all. I just can't. I'm just
and this,
yeah, I know, man. But man,
cousin, boy.
No.
And this is my nephew, which is DeDe's first cousin. It was just them two. He actually came up with the design for this new CD. He the one came up with that.
Let him get on camera. Because the camera can't see over here.
Tell him my DD is your first bully.
Oh.
What?
She said your what?
First bully.
Oh, no. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead, man.
I wouldn't say first bully, though, but, man, dude had me fighting everybody. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's so many stories with him, man, but one in particular I will never forget, though. This is like what Ken was saying earlier, back when they was making tapes. You know, you got to press play on one, press record on the other and stuff. So they go in the closet. They used to hang their microphones over the little, like, bar thing.
Yeah.
It's like you really in the booth. And there's one day in particular, it's Ken, because of Tutu and DeDe in the closet, and they freestyling. Man, at the end, this dude Ken really get on there and like, yeah, we out this beat real loud. And all you hear DeDe like, man, dude, why would you do that? And then before playing arguments for like 10 minutes, Ken like, that's gonna make the song hot though. It's gonna make it real hot. He like, no, man, come on, man, press the play, record it again.
But I cannot believe Ken used to rap, man.
That was DMX in the
Real aggressive. You know, we can't have that, man.
That's what. That's all. You were thinking about that, doing that the whole
really
song.
was PG before.
Hey, you know what he did? He was strategic about certain things he won't let be heard or seen around him or something.
Because he know I show up.
It was some stuff in the interview I think I cut out for him. Yeah, he was real strategic.
With keeping straight, you know. You know how to keep it just this way. Because
yeah.
when you start doing all this, he knew like you gonna lose people focus.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he knew how to just. That's how he taught people a lot of things to keep just stay like this.
Most def. And
it's not easy.
This not, and that's what I told her earlier in the episode was like, you can really sit that dude in front of like the biggest record executives, the biggest billionaires, and he just knew what to do. He just knew what to say. Like always, it's like, man, how do you do? You can't. And I'm gonna go on record saying it, man. Man, it's gonna be hard to find another out of the city like that.
Mm-hmm. It's
I don't see it.
Voice, like
we hear it. Like I'm paying bills and I'm riding down the street, and I keep hearing my baby voice in these cars. It's like it echo, and it's just like, even through the tears, it's just such a good feeling. Like, wow, he touched so many people. Touching, because
I remember when I got his CD too, and I got in my car and couldn't wait to go for a ride and flip through it and listen to the songs. Man, when I heard Dope Man, Mama, I just want to be a dope man. Man.
I called him. I said, you going to jail.
That was my favorite
me. I said, you put my name in something else, I'm suing you.
Oh, I said,
never would have thought about that.
Oh my goodness. I said, oh, he just tore it up.
You like, oh, I can't wait to hear this one.
Oh, man, that was my jam. And his daddy, that's my brother.
Yeah.
Man, I said, man, I'm about to call his mama and his daddy and tell him whoop his butt. But that was the jam. I just want to be a dope.
And then gonna have the ice cream truck, like the beat. I'm like, oh my God, what is you doing?
I never noticed that till you.
That's what it sounds like, an ice cream truck. I'm like, and then he gonna bust out and say that? I'm like, oh my God.
That was the jam.
Oh man, that's
who says that?
Oh my goodness.
Who says that?
Mama, I just want to be the dope. That's what he was feeling at the time.
That's what he was feeling.
A lot of people feel that. Just don't say it.
Yeah.
I got a story I want to share with y'all. I think Ken might know it. I shared it on the first episode, but it's 2 stories. First story, I remember it was late night. I don't know why I didn't screen record it. I was on 2 Chainz's Instagram, and Lord behold, in the background is trap shit playing.
Wow.
Really?
And he was in there with the schoolie dude, and he was playing in the background. I was so like, what the? And it happened so fast, and like he went straight off. You know how you go straight off of Instagram Live? He went straight off live and got to it. Never went back. It wasn't there, and nobody would believe. Like they was sitting there listening to it, and he was like giving him his props, like he was listening to a dude. Schoolie like, man, listen to this dude. And 2 Chainz just sitting there smoking, listening to it. Like that was just dope. And then I got another story, and I got this on my episodes. I can't find this. It's a long interview with my dude Marley. He had a lot of love for DeDe too.
Wait, is that the one in New York or something?
Yep, him.
Yes.
Yep,
Shout
Marley.
out to him.
Shout out to
My
Marley.
son loved him.
Man,
Yes.
he called me that day we found out, and he just cried. He like,
I
man,
know he did.
He said, man, he was like, we talked. He said the Joey Lokes thing, but he was like, man, we were supposed to meet All-Star Weekend. He was like, man, honestly, he said the same thing. He's like, I was about to just say, man, just pack up and get out of there.
That was the plan.
That was
He
the
was like,
plan.
just pack up and get out of there.
Yeah.
He was just waiting on Joey.
Yeah. He was gonna tell him to go earlier.
Yeah.
He was like, just get there early. Well, my mom hold it till he get out for you. He like, I don't, and he's never wanted nothing off of him.
Never.
He just wanted him to win, and that was amazing about him. But the story he told me on the episode of his interview, Nipsey knew who DeDe was, and before he got to Nipsey, I wish I can. Let me see how I can face him. Before he got to Nipsey, before he got them to meet, Nipsey died.
Oh wow.
Crazy. And DeDe know.
Wow.
2 years ago, my birthday, we went down to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jadakiss was tagging us
He
too.
knew Jadakiss
Our
too.
release party.
He did.
Jadakiss always messaged him.
Yeah.
I was telling him.
That's dope.
Yeah.
He had messaged Jadakiss. One day I was like, dude, I got mad. I'm like, dude, why you keep texting Jadakiss? Like, this ain't Jadakiss. He like, cuz it's not like that. He like, this industry, this game is something different.
That's what he
like,
said to me.
I could talk to Jadakiss. He messaged me. He know who I am and all that, but it's about he trying to see where I'm at with it, and if we willing to pay our way in. I mean, like basically everything is about.
And when he told me that, I said, well, what you need?
Everything about paying. I'm like, well, I'm ready. Let's get it. Whatever you.
He told me that. You said that.
And he said one thing we were big on before he just left. We just practice on. We've been practicing on being less accessible. Like so, meaning like everybody loved DeDe no matter where we went. But it was like, what do I mean by being less accessible? Basically, like,
Everybody should not be able to reach you when you hit a certain level.
no matter what it is. That the phone number. We had just switched our phone numbers again. We got new phones. We stopped. We're not going to that party because you expect us to be at that party. We don't go to the mall no more. We ain't been in the mall I don't know how long. We go out of town. Like everything we was doing, we was trying to make us less accessible. So like we wouldn't be easy to reach, or you wouldn't be able to just, well, you can't find him, he ain't been answering. He might be over here. We was switching it up. We was trying to move all the way. You know what I mean?
And I seen that like with you and him. I always seen that with you. It was like, man, when I seen when it was something big, he was out of town. It was like he was just happy, man.
Yes,
he
had
was
found
just so
his
happy.
Peace. He had found his
That
peace.
Texas trip, he just
Well, him and
so
Kendrick
happy.
just went to where did y'all just go?
Cali. Yeah.
Yes, he was so. What did he say, Kendrick?
Greatest fucking time of my life. God, Jesus,
Yeah.
walking down the street, just looking at
That
the sky.
Texas trip, when we went to Texas, I was with him. And
Yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah.
went to the club. It wasn't nobody but Toledo people in the club, and I wasn't feeling right because they wasn't playing DeDe. So Amy had to go up to the DJ booth. I was like,
Yeah.
man, let me.
She
I was
did.
like, man,
She
let me
did.
throw you something. We need to hear trap shit.
Yeah.
The DJ was like, you ain't gotta give me nothing. I'm a player. So we went back. We waiting around. I was like, wait a minute. I ain't heard my nephew yet. I'm ready to turn up. So I went back up there. I reached in my pocket. I gave him $100 bill. I said, man, look, we got everybody in here from Toledo. We got a local artist in here from Toledo. We need to hear trap shit. It go 100. I didn't get off the DJ booth and it was playing.
Until you heard.
I went straight to DeDe like, nephew.
Oh, we got to make some noise for Auntie, y'all. Let's make some noise for Auntie, y'all. Get trap shit played.
What would you finna say about the Nipsey thing you was finna?
Oh, the Nipsey. Oh, I'm gonna see if I can get him on here. You know, I ain't got no script on my show, so I can kind of do that. Everybody else can't do this. I'm gonna see if he answer. If he answer, he can tell y'all the story more. Because I ain't watched the interview. So.
Look, every time I would see him, I would get chills, and then his mother face would pop up in my mind, and I would say, like a couple days before Javon passed, it was a commercial, BET, and it was a side of Nipsey, and I said, "My, don't he kind of look like Javon?" And my mom said, "Yeah," and then his mother face popped up in my head, and I said, and my mother said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Nothing." Yeah. It was just like my breath just left me, and I was like, "Oh God."
And I was just, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I seen him argue with somebody. I don't see him argue. I think he argued with somebody on Twitter about Nipsey before. And it wasn't friendly.
That's one thing. I ain't never argued with dude a day in my life.
You
Ever.
can't. There's no way you can get into it.
Argue, like,
you can't.
Ever. No, like, he always knew the right thing to say.
I argued with him when I saw somebody. He was letting
He
the wrong
sure
person in
did.
his ear.
Mm-hmm.
And he was following after the wrong people. He had better intentions for him.
Yes.
Right.
Kendrick didn't play.
Yeah, Kendrick was stumped down. Or Kendrick, I forgot what it was.
You know, he like to see the best in people.
Yeah,
I-
and
I
everybody
see the
wasn't
real.
right.
I don't
Yeah.
think best
Yeah.
don't mean nothing to me. It's real or fake. Ain't no such thing as best. Real
And
or
he-
fake. Ain't no best. in my
And he
world.
always knew the right thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember one day, like, somebody came up to us, was like, man, do you know that dude do not handle his business? He do not take care of none of his stuff the whole corona. Just gossiping. She
Yeah.
telling me and DeDe, guess what DeDe said? Yeah. I ain't did none of mine the whole corona neither. I looked at dude like, man, you know what to say. As soon as he said that, she was like, man, that's crazy. She ain't had nothing else to say. Conversation over. I said, dude, you know exactly what to say to people.
Just
He like,
shut
I
him
ain't trying to
down.
hear that, cuz. I
Yeah.
ain't trying to hear none of that. I ain't paid mine either. I ain't did nothing. Whole corona. I'm like, I feel you. Me neither, then.
Self-accountability, man.
Man,
And then it stop a person from going into something negative. He's just like, shut the whole.
cut it short. He don't want to hear
He
that.
don't want to hear
He
that
don't wanna
negative
hear it.
stuff.
He don't want to hear it.
He do not like drama.
Even
At
if,
all.
He just
even
love
if,
his own thoughts.
Yeah.
even if they arguing over there about something, he gonna cut you off like, hey,
Real thoughts.
I want to hear that. What we about to eat?
Yeah, what we about to eat.
Let's do something. Like, he don't want to hear none of
Hit
that.
you with it. What's going on again?
It wasn't ever like
He didn't answer.
the last time we just
Oh,
went to
no,
Atlanta.
so you probably try to call.
It was a lot of people just walking up to us. It was tripping me out.
I know he was telling me.
So it was to the point where I was just camera ready every trip. Like, I'm talking about people walking up to us like we
What
don't.
happened to the camera dude?
Oh, he out there, but he can't come in here.
No, I mean he can get some B-roll, but I don't want to.
Oh yeah, the
I
footage and
forgot
all that.
about it, for real.
Oh, yeah, he's stealing.
I forgot about it.
There's a lot of stuff over there too, man. It's about
Yeah, I forgot
three of these
about it.
rooms,
But-
3-4 of these rooms.
But he don't got to bring the camera stuff in. But I still let him come in because he. I'm so tired of Kendrick.
No, man, because he ain't the person that did it, man. I wasn't trying to be rude. Like, come on, dog, you can't get this.
Money. Yeah, he right there.
Come here, camera.
I'm like, what the
came
camera
up like
do?
an asshole. I ain't want this. I was being one, bro.
Like, yeah, get some B-rolls.
You get some B-rolls, man. I don't want you to think I was acting like a... But I be having to... My best friend, the cameraman, so I be having to feel like, hey, nigga, put your camera down while you're here, man.
Yeah.
I don't want this leak.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, man, this my. I'm keep saying this about my 4th time. This is the biggest episode I probably ever did.
Oh, for real?
If I swear I
And I'm
want to
surprised. I'm surprised I'm even in here, huh? I said, look, I text you like, is this a bar? Like, I
No, I wasn't gonna do no bar. I wasn't gonna bring you to a bar. I knew better.
Yeah, I was like, cause I don't do bars. Like,
I wasn't gonna do the bar
take
thing.
it that far.
I wasn't gonna do the bar thing at all.
I'm with my baby, but come.
You ain't doing me.
No, he really didn't. He didn't even like the bars and
No, he
stuff.
didn't. He'd go in and out when he came in.
He didn't like
He
drinking.
wasn't on that.
And that's why I love about him, man. He made his way up to the if you ever been to the agenda, how high that booth is. A lot of people don't come up to you and mess with you up in that booth. Now you might go to D&B's or you go somewhere else. The booth is like right there where you can come. He always made his way up to there. Even it was just when y'all shot that one video with was that dude from Milwaukee?
Yeah.
He'll make his way up there, man. And he hit me with the same conversation because he knew what I was about to say. What's with the interview, man? What's up with the album? I'm almost ready. This man was almost ready for a year. And like a couple weeks before, man, we sat down and had a conversation about, he like, man, I'm gonna start off the press tour. He like, I'm waiting on B's. And we're gonna do an interview, then I'm gonna go on the road. I guess somebody got on him about doing interviews or whatever. And we never got around to it.
You need to do your interviews and you need to be fresh. No matter if you're going to the grocery store, you gotta have on brand new sweatsuit, brand new shoes, just stack up.
Yeah.
You Porter, you never know when the camera gonna come out.
So you the one got me with all this stuff.
Yeah, it's my fault, for sure. We call it on ice. If you ain't got it on ice, it's all about coming out the closet.
3 you ever thought about doing a fashion show?
Yeah, that's we interviewing you now.
You ever thought about? I'm just saying, man. You know me. I'm jogging suit, same shirt. I don't really get dressed. I gotta go DJ or something. No, nigga, I seen it. Listen, what the kids drip.
Yeah, man,
nigga.
Kendrick can put some stuff together too.
Yeah, Kendrick too. Kendrick. Them poses. See, Kendrick the king of the pose, man. The pose, man. You go smoke 'em, man.
So what's your memory of because he had you with him everywhere.
Muddy.
This is the video guy that shoot the video.
I ain't gonna lie, we was just getting started. That's what's so hard about it. Me and DJing was just
Man, come on, get on the camera, bro.
Really locking it in.
Come on, get on the camera because we can't hear you. You gotta go on the mic. One of them chairs. No, because you gotta be in the camera.
But yeah, we was just getting started though.
Can he see him? You can't. Go ahead, bro.
I wasn't even trying to make up no memory. We was just getting started, man.
Man, how did y'all meet?
Well, he hit me up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I didn't see it for like a week.
Cause of going to the other inbox, you be forgetting to check. I would do the same thing.
And then I replied to it. I made a new Instagram and replied to him, and then he got my number, and then we just started talking. When we first started talking, we didn't even know what song to shoot to. He was just sending me music. But I've been listening to DeDe before we ever talked. I said, shoot, if you don't know what song to shoot to, you can shoot the what song was it? The F the Police freestyle.
Yeah.
I said, we gonna shoot that one. I was just playing with him though. We started laughing and we pretty much been cool ever since.
Man, that's an amazing story, man. Y'all all have some amazing stories. Y'all like, man, 3 feet, we Kendrick, my dogs, man. We usually go ahead.
I say what's everybody go around the room. If you could just pick one song, what's your favorite song?
That's tough.
Mine, I think, is Think a Little.
Out of love.
Oh yeah.
Which one? 3.
Favorite song, like I still ain't played Bounce Back. I can't play Bounce Back. It make me cry every time. I love Bounce Back. And my favorite song is on the new CD. It's the intro. It's the first song.
I heard it.
Yeah. Woo.
It's the first song. I've
Yeah.
been playing that song for a
Yeah.
That's his best CD.
while. I love that
Woo.
song. It's like,
Not even close.
and if you pay attention, that CD for real,
Top to bottom.
it's deep.
Woo. It's so deep.
It ain't just about.
It was his transition. It was his transition.
Yeah, exactly. You could feel it.
Yes. My
Everything
granddaughter,
you
his
could talk
daughter
about.
asked me with the last song, his daughter said, was my daddy in church? Because you could feel the whole era of that song. This CD is different. It's still DeDe because his mouth is off the hook. I'm like, oh.
I can tell by the track list.
Well, I might cuss a lot in front.
And I'm like, wait, like
I mean, our conversation was a lot of cuss talk.
all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's all we did. But we was laughing too.
He just smooth, man. He's smooth.
He too smooth,
So
man.
quiet, like,
Yeah.
he
But the
quiet
last-
like his daddy.
Yeah.
But when he gets the rapping, like, who?
Like,
Where did that come from?
Man, when that dude said, hold on, we gotta get everybody something. I,
Oh, yeah, what's
I
your
gotta know
song?
your favorite. We already know your favorite dope man.
No,
they don't make which one?
I got a bunch of them, but all of them for
Yeah.
real, because I love his voice. But,
Yeah.
one of my other favorite ones is "Fell Off." They thought I fell off.
Fell off.
Yeah.
But what's yours, nephew?
Hater things and
Yeah, oh my goodness.
Because Dope Man is so relatable.
Oh.
Look,
Which one yours, brother?
I'll say right now, Big Breakfast. But my first favorite song, it'll probably be that Fast Break. I think this from like 2010. Beats produced.
Oh yeah, for the kids.
Fast break.
Yeah.
I got two. It's Coach these niggas. That one.
Yeah.
Saying that in a minute.
You to put the shine to the
Going
side.
back.
Then
Yeah.
I put the gun in the boot. That one right there.
Look, I never heard.
Yeah, them sound call days, man.
Yeah.
And then the second one be Grams.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
When he said that, when Grams came out, I was like, wait, going through somewhere. I
Yeah.
was kind of broke, sleeping on the couch. And
Yeah.
I was just in my nigga
song
house
right
rolling.
there.
I was like, man, that's a Saturday morning.
And then
Get
the
up
music,
and
the beat
the
to it. You
beat just like a soundtrack. I could just have been in a movie or something. It was just, that's my favorite.
Really
My,
was like, he really was a go to me, and I ain't saying that just because he
That's
was
what
my
I
cousin.
say.
Like,
I say if I still
yeah,
listen
hey.
to that kind of music like how I did back in, I could listen to him like literally like you can put his music in and get on the highway.
highway. My people from Lima called me like, no. I'm like, what you talking about? He like, the dude, he passed away. Because I forgot I turned them on to him. And they played him down there. They played, got
People
CDs
from
and
Sandusky
everything.
calling me.
yeah, shout out to the Atlanta family too.
Atlanta,
Man,
yes.
shout out to Atlanta, man.
to
Atlanta
Atlanta
loved
family.
him.
Yeah.
Some Cali,
For sure.
Yeah.
Some Cali dudes out there too. They was hurt.
Yeah,
We had
Yeah.
a barber and everything out there.
Blue
Yeah.
Klux Klan. Yeah,
We met a lot of people out there.
he was talking about them.
The studio was a studio we went to out there for like the whole day.
And
He
he-
was about to get
and-
get somebody out there on the track. He was about to be. It was over.
And the humbleness of him.
Y'all know how Gucci Man got his hook, that bird,
Yeah.
like DMX, that growl.
Yeah.
I love DeDe because when he rapping, he be like, woo.
Yeah, don't he?
Say it for me, DeDe. Woo. You know, he'll be.
He
He be like,
It's a
woo,
couple of
woo.
things.
woo. Yeah.
Or he'll say,
Hit it with that,
damn.
Yeah,
I love that.
And his
I love
ad
that,
libs just
huh?
fit him so perfect, man.
They do that, give it that. Like, do he do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think a lot of us in the family do that same laugh, so I don't know. Like, that's where that's coming from.
That
Yeah, I
dude,
love
man.
it.
That is tough. Oh, I want to ask you, you're a
Yeah.
pastor. So everybody come in here, they kind of be tipsy top with this subject. Before we got out of here, I want to touch on the subject about around the city of the youth dying. What encouraging words would you have to say to the mothers of the youth dying, or for the mother that's about to go through it or don't know they're going to go through it? What would you say?
I would say support your children. I would say pay to the young ladies. Pay attention to the surroundings of your children, because everything that you introduce to them is going to come back. And sometimes what we raise them on and what we introduce them to, the introduction becomes more effective. And then we see the results. So I would say, just be careful of who and what you introduce your children to. And more than anything, train your children up in the ways of the Lord, because when time and life come, they're going to need something that no friend can help. No family member can help. You're going to need a relationship with God that's going to get you through. So that's what I would say. Don't let the hype fool you. You need a savior. That's what I would say.
Man, that's amazing words. I need to hear them words. I'm going through it right now. My son 15 and just, he don't indulge in the activities, but like you said, you just never know.
Because I mean, my husband, who is now deceased, it's so many things that we try with the siblings that's at home. We try to protect DeDe, Kendrick, and them being in my house. We try to protect them from everything, but when they not around you, that appetite, you know, they get hungry for it because it's outside of what they're used to. But at the same time, some of the things that you do inside of your house, don't never think they're not paying attention. I listen to my son's music, and I know that it's all truth. As a mother, I can admit, wow, he was paying attention to everything. Some things your children should not be exposed to in your home. And when they're exposed to it, you don't know how long it's sitting down waiting to introduce itself to them on another level that you won't have nothing to it's beyond your control. So I would say just pay attention to your children and support them. Support them, because sometimes they're not going to gravitate to what we want them to gravitate to, but find a way to support them and always tell them what's right.
Okay, now we're coming to the end of the interview, and we do this. I say like 3 words. You just say what comes to your mind, or you just answer it one word, however you want to answer it. I'm gonna start it off just out the gate. DeDe Porter. What happens when it comes to your mind?
My baby boy. Every day, my baby boy. They're my words that I wake up to, that I cry, going to sleep to every day, all day. When my baby boy, and I just say, Lord, help me, my baby boy. That's come out all day, every day, because he will always be. One of the new songs, he said, he called me and he said, Mama, I'm out here thugging. This is not your baby. I said, yes, you are. Like he can hear me through the, yes, you are my baby boy forever. He will be my baby boy always.
The second one, strength.
God.
The third and final one, autograms and autographs.
Autograms is where you at in your pursuit to where you trying to get to, which is the grams. Which is the autographs, which means you have reached your purpose. That's how he broke it to me, and I accepted it. It was deep.
Man, that is, I want to thank you again for coming through. I want to thank all y'all coming through. And, man, I'm speechless. I can't wait to watch. We're going to have it up tomorrow night, probably Wednesday morning at the latest. I want to thank you for coming. I want to say still in my prayers, the family in my prayers.
Please do.
Stay motivating. You motivate me to be better and do better and stay on my P's and Q's. I'm at a loss for words, and I want to thank y'all once again. I probably thank y'all about 100 times since y'all been in here. This is another episode of the Clocked In Show. Porter DJ hosting. I want to thank everybody for supporting and tuning into this episode. I want y'all to get something from this, man. I want y'all to listen to this every word, every hour. I'm not cutting it. I'm letting it go straight through, man. I want y'all to learn something from this, especially in our city. What's going on today? Learn something from this episode, man. Get faith, man. Get close to God. Do something, man. It's not too late.
Amen.
So, but I also told you we're going to end it with a prayer.
Amen. Father God, we just come to you now first just to say thank you, Father, for you have been our Father since before we were in our mother's womb, Father God. You knew everything. You know every test, every trial, even the triumphs, Father. So we just say thank you. We say thank you for the life of Jovan Unique Porter. Thank you, Father God, that even in his music, he expressed love. He expressed unity, and we just thank you for him, Father. Now we ask you that if it be anyone under the sound of my voice that's listening and that will hear this that don't know you and that has not received you, Jesus Christ, as Lord, that they will have something in their heart, that they will ask for forgiveness, repentance, and that you will accept them in just like that. So we just thank you, Father God. We thank you for family. We thank you for his team, Father God. We thank you for the community of support, and we will always, in all things, give you all praise, honor, and glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Porter back. I thought I told him I was coming back.
1, 2, 3 grams.
Grams.
Grams.